wanna start by letting you know this. Because of you, my life has a purpose.
Hi friends, it's Shannon, and today I'm back with a new video. So since school and work and college have started for almost everyone around the world, I think, at this stage, I thought I would give you guys some tips on how to stay positive, because I noticed that a lot of people have mental health problems, and some people even have mental health problems for all of their lives because it's chronic. You can learn to live with it, but you can't really get rid of it. Thankfully, I only have anxiety and nothing else really, and anxiety is really easy to get over if you seek the help that you need. So if you feel like you really need the help and you could use some professional help, I'm not the one to come to, and you should definitely talk to a doctor or a psychologist or psychiatrist or anyone that can personally and professionally help you on that spectrum. But to give you some tips on how to stay positive of your life and how to feel positive about yourself, I want to give you guys some tips. So here we go. So the first thing that I learned to do is actually a tip that I learned from someone on YouTube, someone who is a lot bigger than myself, but I am very, very happy with my 120 subscribers. And just please know that I appreciate you really much, and I'm a big fan of this person. Maybe you heard of her before. Her name is Sprinkle of Glitter, or otherwise known as Louise Pentland. She sometimes talks about happy lists, which are lists of things that were positive during her day. And if you follow her on Facebook, she often shares her positive things that she's experienced during the day, things that made her smile, things that made her happy. And I've started adapting the concept of a happy list, and I picked up a notebook for almost a year but never actually used for something. And it's this one. It says Thoughts and Doodles of an Undiscovered Genius, and I absolutely love it. I believe for you guys, you might not be able to read this unless you actually speak Dutch, but I've started to make happy lists of things that make me happy. School friends, eating a meal that was really yummy, having no anxiety attacks in a day is like really amazing. Something that really makes me happy is when I don't feel anxious during the day. That is something to definitely put on my list. Something else you can put on your list is when you get a good grade in school, when you feel like you look like a 10, is on point, your makeup is on point, when you're feeling confident in the day, anything really in the day that makes you happy. You can write in a notebook or on a piece of paper or in the notes on your phone, to remind yourself that even though you might have had a really shitty day, there's always like maybe one or two things that might make you smile, and that's the important bit. Other things that can give you a more positive look on life is knowing that anxiety isn't who you are. For example, if you have anxiety, it's a part of you. It's a small, tiny part of you that is trying to tell you that everybody around you is laughing at you, or someone might not like you, or you're gonna die because you're having a panic attack and your heart is beating really fast, and this is just the moment your life is gonna end. Now, if you're thinking that you're gonna die and you focus on that thought, your panic will only increase and your panic attacks will get worse. Things that might help is focus on little other things, like try not to focus on your body and what it's doing, because that will only make it worse. Try not to focus on your symptoms. If you feel an anxiety attack coming up, acknowledge that you're having an anxiety attack, and please take these following steps that might make you feel better. Not everyone experiences the same symptoms and experiences the same things when they're having an anxiety attack. So this might work for you, it might not work for you. This always works for me. But if it doesn't work for you, there are other techniques that might help for you. I've noticed that medication and therapy really help with calming down and feeling better and not having as heavy anxiety attacks as I used to. But things like, for example, counting down from 100 in steps of 3. So you start at 100 and then you go to 97, 94, 91, and you keep on counting until you're at 0 or minus something. If you're outside or near a window, you can start counting stuff. Just randomly pick something that you're going to focus on. So for example, when I'm outside, I tend to start counting cars that are passing by. So I'll tell myself, Shannon, you're going to count all the red cars that are driving by. So I start counting. And when I see a red car, I go, hey, that's number 1. Now when another red car drives by, I go, that's 2 red cars. And I keep repeating in my head, I've seen 2 red cars so far. And I keep counting the red cars that are coming, and it slows down my breathing and it really helps calm down. Get out of the situation that is making you feel anxious. I know sometimes you aren't able to do this, which really sucks, but try to look for a different room you can go to, or try to go outside if that makes you feel better. Tell a teacher that you're not feeling well and you just need 10 minutes to walk out of the situation, because if you're still in the situation that's making you anxious, you will still be very anxious. And you just need to get out and focus on your breathing and just know that things are going to be okay. You've experienced this before and you haven't died before, so it's unlikely that you're going to die today. The worst thing that can happen is that your attack will last for 20 minutes or 25 minutes, or your attacks will come back during the day and keep coming back. If this happens to you, it might be useful to actually look for professional help or look for a medicine that might calm you down, because it's not normal to have anxiety all day long. Things that also can help on a stressful day is to take good care of your body. For example, have a nice bath, use some bath bombs if you have them, or a nice smelling shampoo, wash your hair, sing along to songs that make you feel happy or confident, eat a lot of healthy foods, make sure you get enough amount of sleep. I know this might be hard, but try to get at least 5 or 6 hours of sleep every night at a minimum, because if you don't, it makes you feel tired, and when you're tired, anxiety is easily triggered. When you're not tired, anxiety might stay away because you're healthy, you slept enough, you've eaten healthy, and if you drink enough also, that is also really important. Drink enough water or tea. Caffeine can really heighten your anxiety and make it worse, and you don't want that. So if you feel anxiety coming, don't drink things like soda or coffee or tea. Well, tea can sometimes work for me, but don't drink a lot of caffeine. Be careful with alcohol, of course. Do not drink if you're not of legal age in your country. Make a playlist on Spotify or in your phone of songs that make you feel confident, that make you feel happy. And the most important thing to know is that you have to acknowledge how you're feeling. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry, acknowledge what you're feeling. I understand that if you're at school or if you're at work, you might have to bottle it up for like a couple hours, but once you get home and you really have the space to let it out, please do. If you're angry, you can take a walk outside to calm down. If you're sad, let it out by crying. You're not weak if you cry. Everyone cries. I cry as well. You're not weak if you cry. Please let it out. It will make you feel really relieved afterwards. I hope these tips may help you. If you're really struggling with depression and feeling really depressed, just know that there are only 24 hours in every day, even the bad days, and suicide is never the answer. If you feel like you're in a really shitty situation and you feel really shit about yourself, please, I'll put down some links to numbers that might help you of suicide prevention centers all around the world, because it's not the answer. I wish for everyone to find themselves and to love themselves and be happy, because you were given one life and you weren't given it for no reason. You are strong. You are strong as fuck. So even when you feel like you can't stay strong, keep going on. You'll get through this, I promise. And I will hopefully